welcome back to Two Andrews, One Barbell. This is episode 20, and it's a very special episode because we're about 1 year in. It's like our year anniversary, and we have a very special guest.
We have
Mr.
the world champion,
Nathaniel Massiah. We're in the building. In fact, these guys are in my building, actually. I'm not building actually my house.
in his building.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, no, he's putting us up tonight. We're in the lovely city of London, the biggest city in the world. What the? We got here. It took us like 2 hours.
Look at us.
Mate, it's
Brother,
disgusting.
we're going up in the world.
Yeah.
Like, you guys came from Stansted. That's literally like 2 hours like now from my house, and it's still in London somehow.
Still in London. I was telling Nathaniel that 2 hours in Ireland could get you down
Halfway.
to
Get you halfway across the country.
Even the gym I'm gonna go to tomorrow, you said it's like literally like an hour and a half, like out. Well, it depends on the traffic. It could be like an hour 10 to like an hour 20. It's like, no.
So I was going to say for those of you who don't know, but I think everybody's going to know who Nathaniel Massiah is.
No, man, this could be a first time viewer.
Yeah.
All right. So if it's a first time viewer for Nathaniel Massiah, tell them a bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Nathaniel Massiah. I have been a social media content creator for the last 7 years and got a bit of traction within the last 5 years. I started powerlifting at university and then started taking it serious last year. And within that time, I've become the junior British, European, and most recently world champion. Yeah. Come on, boys! But yeah, in the 93 kilo weight class, but there's stuff to talk about in that one. And yeah, man, so I've been kind of documenting my journey using like my platform alongside powerlifting, and we've kind of just got to this point where we're at now. So,
And that's something that I am quite interested in, I would say.
Yeah.
Is your journey even back to when you were like 14 in
Yeah.
the gym
Yeah.
is documented.
Yep.
All the
All
way
of
back
it.
there.
All of it, yeah.
I am fascinated to know more about that in terms of how you got into lifting, first and foremost. Then seemingly from the beginning, you also got into content creation. So they're somewhat like intertwined.
Yeah,
Can you tell me some more about how you got started, what the journey was?
All right, so the initial introduction into weightlifting, bodybuilding, or anything like that happened when I was like 5. My dad was into bodybuilding and etc. So he was a big bodybuilding fan, so he had the magazines. He's from that era. So he had like the Flex magazines and stuff like that. And I remember we were clearing out the loft one day when I was maybe 5 or so, and I remember seeing the magazines. I remember actually who was in it. It was obviously they did that Who Won the Olympia, so it was Dorian, then it was Kevin Levrone, it was Sean Ray. I still remember it. When I was like 5, and I was like initially just. I was about to say initially attracted to it, but that sounds a bit weird.
Off the bat, we're setting the tone.
I was drawn to it, mate. Okay, that's not really any better, is it? But yeah, I was drawn to it. That's a good word. Yeah, I was fascinated by it from a young age, and then my parents would do the little like at-home workouts. It was like Taibo, then it was like like Insanity, those kind of ones, right? And then. When I was 12, my brother was getting swimming lessons down at Streatham Leisure Centre, and my mum saw like a sign that they were giving junior gym memberships. Now that was a big deal because most gyms you can only start from 16, and you either need to be that age or lie your way in. So either one, right? However, this gym was giving memberships from as young as 11. So I was 12, so I was 12 at the time, but obviously they had like stipulations. You had to go between certain times. It was like, supervised. On a school day, maybe like 3 and 6 or something like that, on the weekend different. So I was obviously a very sporty kid, was playing sports and etc. But I always liked the gym. So my mom told me about that. I started off with the gym, and then I obviously I was quite a muscular kid, but at that point I was a little bit tubby, like just a little bit. And then we had a family holiday coming up. So that was my initial motivation starting the gym. I just wanted to get peeled. I just wanted to get peeled, at like 12. And I actually did. I actually had like the abs and everything like that back when I was like 12. And then I continued that for a year. I continued that till I was 13. And then I stopped that and focused on basketball. I had played basketball prior to that, but I took it more serious and I just focused on basketball. And then so it is in this point, it is April 2017, I'm 14, that I decided to start my YouTube channel, which as I said, at that time I actually wasn't going to the gym that much, or really at all. So this had nothing to do with the gym. This had to do with, I was always just like a big fan of YouTube in general. I missed one bit. I discovered Rich Piano videos when I was 10 years old. Right, when I was 10. And wait, this is
What an inspiration.
Wait, yeah. And
workout in his bedroom.
And so I have a funny story for you guys, right? So I was asthmatic when I was growing up, and actually still am. I had a bad incident the other day because I thought I wasn't asthmatic anymore, and then one of the big triggers is hay fever season, and I was cooked, man. I was about to go A&E. Right? Yeah, he knows about it, yeah. So I thought, yeah. Anyway, so I was asthmatic growing up, and then when you have like a really bad like asthma attack or something, they can put you on corticosteroids, right? Yeah. But I was 10, so I didn't know what corticosteroids meant. So I just thought I was on steroids. Yeah,
you did.
So
get shredded.
Exactly. So I'm off school because I was obviously had that episode right, and I was taking the corticosteroids, and I started working out. I started like with the dumbbells.
Is this official?
Nathaniel
Massiah is not natty.
Oh no! Oh, cool. Yeah,
that is
the corticosteroids. Yeah. For those who don't know, it's an anti-inflammatory drug. It is nothing anabolic. It's not steroids. It's anti-inflammatory. So yeah, I thought I was on gear. Yeah. Do you know? I've never told this story before. You guys are getting this story for the first time.
Yes,
I don't know why I've never brought this up, but yeah. So I started working out, and I have a picture of me when I was 10, which I'll show you guys. We can put up. I was actually a pretty jacked 10-year-old. Like it was weird.
Corticosteroids.
Yeah, but I thought they were working. Until when I went to secondary school, I was telling people I was on gear. I don't take gear. I'm not joking.
And there's childhood friends who are like,
yeah.
I swear to God.
And then when I realized what corticosteroids were, I had to tell them like, yo guys, it was a prank. It wasn't. I actually was not on gear. But yeah, so that whole thing happened, and then 14, 2017, I'm into YouTube and etc. And I actually, is it gonna be good?
Anyone who's on YouTube, we're having a technical difficulty.
It's slight technical glitch. We'll be good. We'll be good. Pause.
BRB.
I think an hour and 7 minutes. All right. But yeah, so I start YouTube, nothing to do with the gym. It was actually to do with my hair. If you go to my first videos on my channel, they are hair tutorials.
I watched them.
Fuck.
I went back and watched them last week.
Can you not tell?
They would. Yeah, come on.
How to get your curls?
I would have probably taken these videos off of YouTube, but my mum was like, no, keep them. You know, people need to see the journey, etc. You know, you got to listen to your mum. So I leave them on the channel, right? But at that point, my channel was called All Things Massiah, with the premise that I was going to just show all things about my life. I was a 14-year-old kid, so I was into basketball, the game I played was NBA 2K, like those type of videos, like stuff like that. I'd never actually made a 2K video, that was a lie. But yeah, so the channel was just about that. So I made my first videos about hair, and then within a couple of months, I actually made a video that did pretty good. Like over a couple 100,000 views. So that was already enough of like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I actually got monetized. So I wasn't like making crazy money, but then it would be like, every couple of months, I'd make like £60. I was like, bro, I'm raking it in. But I'm 14. I remember showing my friend when I was like maybe like 16 or 15 or something like that. I'm like, bro, like this is mad. Yeah. So that was pretty cool, right? And another thing that helped was that, you know, the general story when people start YouTube is that they start it and the people around them like take the piss out of them. Never happened to me. Everyone.
I was interested.
Yeah, everyone at my school and stuff. Well, I recently got told that people were taking the mic behind my back, but no one to my face.
You were the guy on steroids.
No
one was saying anything to you.
You know, my nickname in secondary school was 100 kg. Man used to call me 100 kg. Yeah, so that was. But not saying I was like Mr. Badman or nothing, but I was just.
In fairness, though, I watched that video, that first like beginner's workout for 14-year-old. He was training to failure.
Yeah, I was training hard. Drop sets on bench press. I was doing it all, man.
Right, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, because I'd consumed like 4 years worth of YouTube fitness content. I was obsessed with it from the ages of like 10 up until like 14.
Who? Other than Rich
Piana. So in the beginning again, it was Mike Chang, six-pack shortcuts.
Yeah, man. Okay, this one I have to bring up because we keep bringing it up in the gym. Towel rows. Do you know? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I never.
Did you like pull the?
Yes, he said it would work your back. You just get a towel, you pull it apart, and you do a row.
If anything, that would be like maybe an isometric rear delt exercise. Yeah, maybe an isometric rear. Yeah, that was a load of. That was
man, in your bedroom doing push-ups.
Oh man, I feel like if you missed that era, you missed something, man. That was a golden time. But then going forward, there was this guy in the UK. I forgot his name. His name was like Sean something. I can't remember. I used to watch him a lot. And then who else was it? David Lade. That's a lot of people's. Yeah. Who else? Yeah, mainly those guys. You know, Simeon Panda. I think I got into as well a bit. And yeah, so those are the guys at that time. And then going forward, as I said, the channel wasn't about the gym, but then when I was 14, again, it all kind of turned like it was a family holiday one way. And then after I came back, you know, when you go have that post-holiday slump where you don't really do anything for like 2 weeks, yeah? I had that and I thought, oh, I was getting a little fluffy. I'm gonna start it. And I had the foresight to do that and take a picture of myself. And I actually like popped up my belly and everything because I knew this was going to be a before picture. So that was my start, yeah. So that's 2017 September. I decided to start the gym, and then it's been non-stop since then. I was 14. So yeah, so I do that, and then as I said, my channel revolves around everything that I'm doing. So I also start making some school videos. So videos when I'm at school with my friends and etc. But then I was always extremely academically focused as well. So I start making some kind of educational videos, and that kind of culminates into my break, as it is, was me at 16. I did my GCSEs. And what system do you guys have in Ireland? Like, do you...
It's similar enough.
Similar.
The GCSE, we have an equivalent. It's just
okay.
What age are you for the GCSEs?
16.
Junior cert
and the leaving cert, we have like kind of two.
So we have like GCSE and A levels.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we have the equivalent. Yeah.
You call O levels?
Ours is the leaving cert.
It's basically the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. So So and that time, that was like 2 years before they changed the system from obviously F to A to 1 to 9. Yeah. So at that point, the highest grade you get was a 9, and that was like above an A star, like an A star. So I actually end up getting all 9s in my GCSEs. And that was the YouTube video that like was my first to properly like go viral and like actually got me traction. But the thing was, prior to that, I'd had a bunch of like fitness videos on my channel that just had like no traction. Like I say no traction, no. I was getting like a 1,000 or 2 views per video, but nothing like, I wasn't really, had no steam on it. Yeah. It wasn't seeming to go anywhere actually.
And how was it making videos during that time?
It was just fun.
You were just doing it for
it was just fun. Like and it was like, so like GCSEs, and then it was summer. I just decided to start making videos. I actually start talking to this girl as well that was, that's like big now as well. It's called Natalie B Fitness. I think, I'm not sure if you guys seen it. She was like I used to talk to her and she would like tell me different stuff about like content. She helped me out a lot with a lot of stuff at that time. And this is before I blew up. So that is like good on her, because you know, some people maybe only pay attention to you once you've blown up. She like, we became friends like prior to that. So yeah, do that. And then that video goes viral. And then because I had previous fitness content, those videos actually started to get in traction as well. So then I was able to kind of steer that into a fitness career, because like kind of with the start of powerlifting as well for myself, not like outright powerlifting, but just doing the lifts. Anytime I post like myself doing deadlifts, those videos would do really good as well, because during that period, just right then, I went from like a 220 kilo deadlift to like a 260 deadlift within like 8 weeks at like 16. Crazy. And that was like, so yeah, and that was the start of the fake natty accusations as well. Not the corticosteroids, not those. That was the proper start. But yeah, so I managed to leverage that GCSE steam into like a kind of fitness career. But then I kind of had my own like sub niche where I made like school and gym content together, and in the UK I was like the main guy doing that. Joe Faze was doing it a bit as well, but I was like, yeah, one of the main guys kind of doing that. And then yeah, obviously we can get into other stuff after that, but that kind of started my fitness career. And then when I was 17, I get sponsored by Gymshark, which is huge for me. I was the youngest sponsored athlete at the time. That was in 2020. And then yeah, like there's obviously there's a lot more after that, but that's the social media start story. So
interesting. So you were making school content, gym
yes,
content.
even all the way into like university. It was like both.
It was
and I think that helped because it made me relatable.
Yeah.
Because say like, for example, my life right now probably isn't the most relatable because I get to just make content. Yeah. However, at that time when I'm making content but I'm at school or I was at university, it's relatable to people.
All students.
So I think people really, and also my following, so a lot of them were around my age. So when I'm going through some of this stuff, these guys are going through that stuff, some of the stuff as well, going from, you know, GCSEs to A-levels to university and stuff like that. So I think that helped at that time as well. But that was like not an intentional thing. That was just what I was doing, and people clocked onto that.
You were documenting your journey
exactly.
And people.
Yeah, exactly.
With that.
So the people you were consuming the content of.
People I was consuming.
See, we're
going there.
So the content you were consuming, the creators you're consuming from, and you know, you got sponsored by Gymshark, which at the time, I know there's a lot of powerlifters in Gymshark now. At the time, there was no powerlifting in Gymshark.
But to be fair, I wasn't actually really a powerlifter at the time. I was doing the lifts, kind of, but I actually tried to compete in a, what's the other, ABPU? That's another one. I tried to do one of those, but I missed the sign. You know when you try to sign up for a company and it gets sold out? Yeah. And then COVID happened at the same time. So that wrecked that. So after that, but yeah, I actually hadn't even started powerlifting yet. But yeah, there was no steam on it then, none.
So
in the UK.
How did you bridge into powerlifting? That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, so the link is university. So I go to university, and I went to Loughborough, so that's a really sporty university. So if you're not already doing a sport, you kind of just end up maybe joining society for something or whatnot. So obviously at this time, I'm big on YouTube. I within I think the first week or 2 weeks of university, within 2 weeks I hit 100k subscribers on YouTube. Wow. So it was like that was like a big deal at the time. So people knew me, and that was just after I'd hit a 320 kg deadlift when I was 18, and that one went viral as well. And a lot of people knew me for that. So people, when I got to university, was like, oh, you should join the powerlifting team. So I joined the team at Loughborough, do the tryouts and etc. And then the big competition that leads to is British University Championships. So I do a qualifier comp, and then I do British University Championships, and then I come second. But that wasn't actually my main like drive to start powerlifting, because after I did that, I actually did not massively want to continue, because it was a lot of pressure at the time. And I wasn't like fully, I think my life at that point, I was like a university student. I didn't really want to fully commit. I still wanted to like live a uni life and etc. Which I know a lot of people do with powerlifting, but it wasn't like what I am now, which is like I'm a powerlifter. So that wasn't the big change mentally for me. And when I did British University Championships, I came second as well. I actually only got beat by the senior 93 champion in the UK that year, also did bucks, which was just like, go away, man. Like, what are you doing? You're like, bro, you're like 25, man. Yeah, literally, like, piss off. Like, yeah, Dapo. I think he was like maybe like 24 or something at the time. I remember he was a senior. Is he still living? Dapo, yeah, Dapo's still doing. Yeah, he's still. I think he's something medical. I don't want to say the exact job he does. But he does something medical. So I think his time.
Real life stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of can derail stuff. But yeah, he's still there. But yeah, so that didn't do it for me in terms of powerlifting. What did was when I met Joey last year in January. I met him, and then it was two things. He told me that a lot of people in kind of powerlifting didn't take me that seriously, kind of just saw me as like, and that really got under my skin, like really got under my skin. And then also, Joey at that point was an 83 kilo lifter, and he was stronger than me. Ooh. So I was like, and this was like, and at this event, this was like a big deal, because to these guys, I'm usually the guy that's like the strongest guy there. I remember he did a 330 kilo deadlift at that event, and everyone was just like, what the fuck? They were like, and they were like almost like taking a piss out of me. I'm like, bro, like, what are you, I didn't, yeah. So that got under my skin, yeah. And then literally the next day, went on my phone and checked it. The next day, I reached out to my current coach, Owen, because he was the coach of my friend CJ. And we started, and my coach Owen tracked it from that day when I reached out to him to when I won Junior Worlds was 591 days. Shit. Yeah, 591 days from then. It's got to be a record or something. Something, I don't even know. But yeah, so that was the start for powerlifting.
Incredible.
Yeah, pretty mad.
Yeah. That's a fast turnaround.
That's a very fast turnaround.
No, and of course you were lifting for years and you had a deadlift already. It's not like you just started.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually do remember the days where you were just pulling, like with like regular.
Yeah, like deadlift bar in the gym. And I had to clean up my form a lot as well, because all these deadlifts I was doing prior to this time was on like deadlift bar plates and shit like that, and then like the worst hitching a little. My 320 was a full lean back, and that was my 320. Literally, yeah. So I had to clean that up a little bit, but yeah.
So what did you say? Oh yeah, by the way, we have a special guest. We have
my
Nate's dog.
He was chewing a bone outside, but he's.
You might hear a little bit of barking at the back. Hopefully it'll be. So brief interlude. 591 days, did you say? Yeah,
I don't even know. This is. Should we let him on the sofa? Is it too? Is it? What do you guys think?
If you think he's gonna lie down,
if he'll sit, yeah, it'll be okay.
If he lies down, all right. Tyson, come. Maybe we can leave the door open. All right. Maybe if we leave the door open, he can just pick what he wants to do. Yeah, bring that bone over here. All right, leave him. He's calm. Okay. All right. Yeah. Boom.
So, 591 days, you said.
Yeah.
That's a very short period of time. So that's almost like that's an astronomical rise. Yeah. Was it linear? Like, were you continually making progress, or did you face setbacks along that?
Yeah, so at first it was pretty linear. So I signed up with my coach, and then it was like 13, 12 weeks till nationals. So we do a 6-week peak for a qualifier comp for that, which I actually didn't add as much of my total as I thought I would, but part of that was not having been focusing on powerlifting prior to that, particularly like my squat and my squat in particular. So I actually squatted less than I previously had done at Bucks when I first started with Owen, right? But then we switched to low bar. We like cleaned up some stuff, we were working on my deadlift. And then within 6 weeks, we added another 32, I think 32 and a half on my total in 6 weeks. So then that took me to, I did 780 at nationals last year, right? And then, so that whole period was linear because obviously I do a qualifier, then I do nationals, and I didn't quite get what I wanted at nationals because generally to get the like automatic qualifier to an international, you need to come like top 2 because they might take like 1 or 2 per weight class. But I came 3rd. However, the guy that came first, Nathan, told me that he wasn't going to do Euros. And the guy that came second, Jack, told me he wasn't going to do Worlds. So I end up getting selected for both of those. So then I go on and I go to do Worlds. And then this was an adjustment for myself because it was the first competition I was going into where I wasn't like highly touted going into it. No one in powerlifting really knew me, which was different again because it's like I had a big platform, but powerlifting is quite a niche. So there might be people big within powerlifting that aren't big elsewhere, and there might be people big elsewhere that aren't known within powerlifting. So
for those of us on YouTube, we have the
Tyson
special guest right here.
Big special
Nathaniel's horse.
Can you still see Andrew? All right, but yeah. So yeah, we do that, and then going into Worlds, I was ranked 8th. And that was like a little bit of an adjustment because I didn't know if I was going to go to Worlds and come like 10th or something. Bear in mind, every time I'd done powerlifting up to that point, I do Bucks, I come 2nd. I do Nationals, I come 3rd. And it's like, this is the first time where it's like, I'm going to have to actually go there and just see what happens. But then last year, I did well, but partially everyone shit the bed. So, so
that was a crazy competition.
That was a crazy competition. Crazy good for me, but someone said that
some people had stinkers.
The last deadlifts, there was 27 lifters in my group, right? Only 9 people got their last deadlift. So that just goes to show how donkey that year was partially, right? So I do that, right? I do well. I don't even have a perfect day. I go... I'm so much going on.
For anyone watching,
we're gonna have to cut them. We're gonna have to clip and cut.
Clip and cut. It's alright.
I mean, you've got that.
You'll probably hear this breathing.
Can we clip and cut audio as well?
Yeah.
It still says it's got like an hour and a bit. I'm just gonna stand it.
All right, wait. Okay. So just say it so we can.
From where? From the.
Well, you're saying where you came in that comp.
Yeah, I did pretty well at Worlds last year, and I ended up going from 8th for nominations to coming 3rd, which is a huge result for me. And that was the first one that kind of like put my name on the map as far as like powerlifting. Because I remember like King of the Lifts did a podcast after Worlds, and I felt like they weren't talking about me like how they should have been. Granted, I came 3rd because they were talking about guys who were like meant to do well at that competition and didn't. And I was like, bro, like when you guys gonna probably talk about me? But then I said that to him as well, and it's like that's something that kind of can motivate you as well. It's like, yeah, you guys are gonna know about me next year. So then I go on to do Euros. And remember, this is my first year of doing internationals, and I won Euros last year, which was mad, yeah. And I had to beat a guy that had beat me at nationals, Jack Hopkins, who was like the guy. Like he at Sub Junior Worlds a couple years prior was like best overall lifter, everything like that. So that was a huge one for me. But then after that, so that was great. So that whole last year was like great. Not a single thing, went wrong last year. But this is cute. But Tyson, we're trying to form a podcast, man. But yeah, like nothing went wrong last year. But then going into this year is when I started having some setbacks. So I get invited to do the Arnold in March. which I probably shouldn't have done, right? But I just felt like destiny was calling me, yeah? So I was like fairly close to the deadlift world record. So in January, I pulled 350 and the world record was like 355. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a shot at this. Yeah. But the thing is, this was an open competition, so you can't directly break junior record. You'd have to just go the normal jump over it, so like 2.5. So yeah, I decided to do the competition. Bear in mind, it is 1 week before nationals. Yeah. However, I could only do that this year because I didn't have crazy competition this year at nationals. I could kind of comfortably win that. So my coach is like, it wasn't the best idea, but he's like letting me do it. But he didn't want to let me try the record. He was like, nah. So we have this conversation. He's like, no, and I'm like, okay. Then a week later, I come to him like, oh, what do you think about it? No, we're not doing it. And then like another week later, he says no again. And then I literally, maybe like 2 weeks before, give him like an ultimatum. And I'm like, we're fucking doing it, all right? And then he almost tried to give me an ultimatum. He was like, well, actually, I'm your handler and I get to pick your numbers, so you're going to do what I say. But yeah, so we end up trying it and I failed, which was not a crazy setback at the time. Like it was, but there was nothing on the line with that comp because obviously the Arnold is a GL competition, so you're going for pound, and I was never going to beat Chel Backerland on GL. Yeah. I was never going to beat Ade on GL. I was never going to beat Mo on GL. Yeah. So there was nothing like really at stake at that competition. Yeah. Still beat the other 93s there, but
yeah, you did.
Well, there was actually only 2 of them, and one of them dropped out after squats.
Leave that bit out.
So that doesn't. But,
scratch that, we're
scratch that, yeah. But yeah, so that was a crazy setback. But then I go to nationals.
How did it feel?
It was weird having failed something the first time. It did feel a little bit sad. I didn't get that close, so it wasn't like, I think if it had maybe been a technical error or maybe I lost grip at the top, it would have been a bit heartbreaking, but I failed like below the knees. So for a conventional deadlift, you were never going to get that shit anyway. So it wasn't like the end of the world, just too heavy on the day. I knew I'd done some things wrong going into that competition. Like I failed a squat 1 week out that I never should have failed, and then I retook it and got it. That taxed me a bit, probably went a bit too heavy before the competition, but I didn't have 357.5 at that point. I thought God was calling me to do it. It won't happen. So, yeah, it won't happen that time. Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
Else
yeah, for later. He was giving me edits for later in the year.
Yeah, you was.
But yeah, so then we go to do nationals a week later, and my body was destroyed. Yeah. I tried to do anything I could to watch that. Yeah, I tried to do anything I could to like rectify that. I tried to massage, cold shower, hot steam, hot sauna, nothing was working. Yeah. So I go into nationals cooked and I had a horrid day, failed my 3rd squat, failed my 2nd bench, failed my 3rd deadlift, which was, 14 kilos lighter than the week before, which I basically did on my 2nd attempt. The week before, my 2nd attempt I did 342.5. Then for my 3rd at nationals, I tried 343.5, which was a British record, and I failed again. And there I was devastated, not even pissed. I was just sad. I was just so sad.
Oh, no.
I was just
heartbroken.
And it's because and I still feel like I need to rectify that because I feel like I've now had like my really good performances at like internationals, but like, has he got a bone in his mouth?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll actually sit. Okay, that would be fine. Nice. I feel like I had my big performances at internationals, still had internationals, but like for the British guys coming out to watch me, I just shat the bed, mate. It was like, fuck. But yeah, and that's going to be a motivator going into this year as well, because I want to put on a good performance at nationals, you know, here, not only just do it like on the biggest stage. But yeah, that was not fun. And that was like 2 failures back-to-back weeks. Didn't put up anywhere near a total that I wanted to. Bear in mind, the week prior, I did 812. Again, not what I wanted, because I failed the 3rd dead. And then the next week, I do 792, which I wasn't happy with and wasn't going to put me too high up in the standings. We actually didn't even use that total to going into nominations, because I didn't even want to see that on there. we used my 810 from Euros, also because they put my 812 under a different name. So the open empowerment thing is under Nathaniel Massiah, not Nathaniel Massiah. So yeah, we didn't even use that one. So yeah. And then yeah, after that, prior to that, I thought I was invincible. Like again, trying to do an international and then a national comp back-to-back weeks. That was like, I thought I could do it, and I obviously couldn't. And then as far as the deadlift as well, I had some confidence issues after. I remember doing like my first end of block deadlift after that, and it was the first time I was like, man, am I gonna get this? Like it was my confidence has actually suffered because of that. So like I had to kind of build myself back up. going into this year. And then like I'm seeing what like my other competitors are doing. The 2 guys from America are coming in with like big totals. Brandon did like 8:32 before Worlds. Aiden I think did 8:15. Rico did like 8:12. So, and these guys are like looking like good. So it's like, bro, I don't even know if I'm going to win this year. And people are expecting me to win because people just expected that natural progression of it. It's like, all right, cool. You came 3rd at Worlds last year. You won Euros. You're meant to win this year. People in the gym are like, oh, yeah, you're going to win. I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'm going to win, you know? I actually don't know that. We do not know. I could come fourth. I was 4th in nominations. I could come 4th.
And how do you feel with that pressure on you?
Do you know what? The pressure, I don't think, gets to me crazy. It does in some sense. I think I feel pride. Like I remember just seeing some guy in the gym and he was like, you know, like go and like represent for South London type of thing. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. But then like, it's the actual competition day that scares me. Like I have to ask other people as well. Like, do you guys get like shit scared of squats? I literally want to cry to my mother every time I'm thinking about squats. That's literally what I'm thinking about the whole night before the competition. Just squats.
I am so glad that you have said that. Though.
I'm terrified.
Because that's such. I don't know. It's such a common experience, but people don't talk about it.
Yeah, and
you
like
never hear someone else say.
And like bench, I'm not. Like, bro, how can you be like bench?
You're lying down, bro.
Yeah, literally, you're lying down. There's 2 spotters there. They'll grab it. Like squats, like I get folded, like, and then it feels horrible. Like heavy.
It never feels good.
It never feels good.
No.
Never. I don't know how you smile during your squats. I don't understand that. I look like I'm like having like a fit, and you're just there like, oh, nice, you know, Sunday stroll. I don't understand people like you.
I don't know what to say.
Your 3rd squat was heavy as well.
Oh, but way too heavy.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be chill.
That's happened to me twice, you know. Both times I've gone for 292. It was meant to be chill, and it's literally taken like 5 years off my life each time. It's atrocious. But yeah, that's the. So it's actually just the competing, and then it's also like knowing that my competition is going to come down to that last deadlift. That is also a lot of pressure as well. But then what I tell myself is that, like, if I don't get that last deadlift, then I don't deserve to win. And that actually makes me feel better because it's like, yeah, I'll win if I deserve it. If I get that last deadlift, then I win and I deserve it. If I don't, then I don't deserve to win. So it's like, that actually makes me feel better knowing that because it's like, yeah, you need to do what you have to do to win.
That's one of the difficulties is when there's that disconnect between obviously what you want and then what is in reality, and then it's that being caught in the middle, which leads to all the frustration and the sadness and the anxiety.
And particularly for like a deadlift specialist, I mean, you can't be too like upset because you do get to kind of decide the meet, but you do run the risk of getting loaded something that you don't think you're going to be able to lift, which is something that you're just not going to do on another lift. Like on a deadlift for position, a guy might load up 10 kilos more than he thought he was going to do. You're never going to do that on squat because you'll fucking die. So like that's another reality as well. And I remember last year, there was actually something that was like, I thought about as well, because prior to my 3rd deadlift, my coach came to me and was like, do I want to go for 1st or do I want to go for 2nd? And I was like, 2nd. I just said 2nd. But if I would have pulled 347 last year, I would have won. I don't think I actually had 347, but that was just a thing like, you know, you think about sometimes like, you know, what if I went for that? Well, if I didn't go for that, I would have come 8th. But but yeah, like, but this year, I was thinking about that as well. But then one of my friends just said to me, it's like, yeah, well, like, you're going there to try and win. So it's like, it's kind of that simple. And that kind of flipped a switch in my head as well. Cause it's like, yeah, I'm going there to win. Like, Rico and Brandon coming 2nd and 3rd have no happiness in coming 2nd and 3rd at all. Like none at all. And it's, bro, I felt so bad posting my podium picture because if I show you guys my my podium picture, I'm grinning my face off, and these guys just look like their childhood pet had died. Like it is so bad. Let me show you guys quickly.
It's in my favorites. Let me just
no, it is so bad. Hold on, yeah, look at this picture.
Oh my god, that's a shame. We're gonna have to get that.
And I've got the biggest smile on my face, and yeah, Rico, like it's peak. So yeah, like that would have been the case. So there was no like going for 2nd, going for 3rd. We always knew it was gonna.
You're gonna load it up.
Yeah, you load it up, and luckily, and the thing is, life doesn't always go the way you want it to, but sometimes that's for the best. So for example, going into Worlds, I actually wanted over 300 on squat, but I only got 292. Now, however, if I would have got like say 300 on the dot, I worked it out. I would have had to pull 355 on the dot for my last deadlift, and that is half a kilo below the world record. And the coaches would not have loaded an extra half a kilo. No, they wouldn't actually have loaded an extra 1 kilo just to break the record. Yeah. They would have loaded that number. So I would have come away not having that world record. So sometimes you don't get what you want, but sometimes it's actually for the best. So, yeah.
That's a good quote.
Yeah. It all played out just like it should have.
Exactly.
Like the Arnolds, like Nath.
Exactly, because I posted an edit of my Arnold's and then Nationals failure.
Yeah, it's a good edit. Good edit.
No, but not the recent one went crazy. And that was obviously like obviously a really good one. But I posted it when I failed it with no like, and I've done it afterwards. I posted just them two and then me like lying on the floor like that, right? And then I almost like I knew I was gonna come out. The number one thing coming away from Worlds is just that I just have this immense sense of like gratitude, because that whole way it played out, where it's like my last deadlift, I pull for the win, and I do the backflip.
Was that planned?
Yes, that was planned. Yeah, that was planned. In fact, if I would have got the last deadlift at Arnold's, I would have the world record at Arnold's. I would have done it. But I'm glad I saved it for that moment, because it can't have gotten much higher. Like win Worlds, world record, last deadlift, like. There, but that scenario had been playing out in my head for months and months going into that, walking to the gym, sitting in my bed at night, and the fact that it actually played out like that. I don't feel like I've completed life, because I still have more things to go, but just the fact that I managed to make one of my like far-fetched dreams a reality is something where it's like, you know what, whatever happens from this point, no one will be able to like take that away from me, you know, because that is like. Not saying like, but now that I'm good, because I still have huge aspirations going into the Open and next year as well. But now it's just like, I don't know how. I actually don't know how I'm gonna top that. I'm gonna have to win the Open title and break the Open world record at the same time
and do a double backflip.
Yeah, exactly, triple backflip. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to start taking acrobatics lessons on top of my SED.
Man, you're saying acrobatic lessons. Has anyone seen the video of?
Oh, this guy, I know.
Oh, yeah. No, so that's funny as well, because people didn't know I could do the backflip, and my coach actually never knew I was going to do the backflip. So he said that it happened for him in slow motion, because it's like, he gets to deadlift and it's like, wait, why is he upside down? Like, it's like, what is this guy doing? And I heard someone in the crowd sent me a video as well. You can hear everyone pause while I'm mid-air, because think about it, you're just watching it, you have no idea. I'm like, the only people that knew I was going to do this was like Manson and like a couple other people, but for everyone else, he did it. Yeah, we both said.
So you copied him, brother?
No, fuck that. He beat me to it. It's not my fault that he's in the little man's weight class and they go earlier in the day. It's not my fault. He's a small man. So no, in fact, no. He did try to give me his GB jumper and it didn't fit me, and I was like, yeah, that's because I mugged you, mate. Like, it's not gonna. Do you know what I mean? But Tyson, sit down, please. Thank you. But yeah, like but yeah, so yeah, it played out exactly. Yeah, don't even know what to say, man. Mad. But yeah,
that's beautiful.
So you said aspirations, winning Open titles, 105.
Oh.
Have I not said? No, I haven't not said. I'm moving 105s, guys. I'm getting fucking big.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man, I'm done with this 93 stuff. Do you know why? Have you looked at the Open 93s? They are like this tall and this wide, right? And
shout out to Gavin Hayden.
Shout out to Gavin Hayden, Keiko, all those guys, right? And it's like, I remember seeing your video about like when you go to Worlds and you see like the muscle mass on these guys, and it's just like, it's clear to you like why these guys are at the top. That's the same thing going into the Open. It's like, yeah, I'm a 93, but like I'm probably a bit too tall and too like long-limbed for 93. So if I want to fill out my frame and actually have like a powerlifter's physique that's gonna make me like good. Yeah, I'm saying I'm coming, man. I'm coming, man. So
incredible.
So yeah, man, that's the plan. But I'm not planning to turbo bulk. I told you guys I'm like 97 kilos right now. Yeah. I think I can win the British no heavier than 100. Yep. Right, do that, and then I haven't like gotten fat going into it.
Junior nationals.
Junior nationals, yeah. Win junior nationals, hopefully next year, and then it's on for Regan, but he is.
Oh, you heard it.
I was saying to you guys,
it's on.
I looked at his open powerlifting, and it was
two
like,
things on
bro, it was. His nationals, he did like 847. Then he does a 903 at Worlds. I'm like, what happened? Like, what did this guy do? Like, I'm like, what is going on? So yeah, next year. But I wrote some numbers down on my phone, of like what I want next year as a 105. Right, I wrote down 320 squat, 210 bench and 380 deadlift. That is 380. Yes.
Reagan, are you listening to this?
That's 910.
I know he's listening.
That's 910,
baby.
That's 910. That's more than. But this guy,
bro, he's watching. He's watching right now.
About a week or so after like the competition, I'm seeing him doing like a 220 bench. Every week, he's this strong already. Like, what's
the 340 pull and a 220 bench every week.
It's disgusting. Yeah. So, but like next year isn't actually like the big one for me because I've already won a junior world title. That's not what it's about. Obviously, it would be amazing to win a junior world title in 2 weight classes, right? That would be sick. However, this is like a long-term decision so that I can continue to be competitive going into the Open.
Yeah, because that was going to be one of the questions that I had is when you reach the pinnacle, is there a moment of like, okay, what now? Like, where do you go? And now you've unlocked this whole new, it's like a whole new, it's like DLC to the game.
Also, when you reach the pinnacle, sometimes only thing from there is almost like downsides. Yeah. So for example, as soon as I win Worlds, and it's like 5 weeks until European Championships, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, I've just had like the best moment of my life. And I've got to go back to the gym in 2 days and start this whole thing over again for another 5 weeks. And then potentially lose, let's say, to Rico, which would almost like kind of invalidate my Worlds win. So it's like, and he ended up pulling out as well, actually. So that wouldn't even happen. But yeah, like, it was just a thing of like, there was no upside to doing that. I've already won it. Yes, I wanted to like win all 3 this year, but it's like, there's no upside in that. Let me just kind of ride this high. Like, I've achieved pretty much everything I wanted to achieve. Exactly. I'm not kind of cheaping it. And then going into next year now I've got like a clean slate and a new task, which is going to be really exciting to try and do. So,
what body weight do you train at?
I'm 97 kilos.
What were you the other day?
No, so you guys think I'm lying. I weighed myself this morning. I was 96.9. However, after a rather large meal, and I was 100 kilos the other night. Fully clothed, I might add. Fully clothed.
Leave you off.
So yeah, I think that scared me into like starving myself for a couple of days. Now we're back to like 97. I think we're at a good place to kind of go from. And that's the thing, like the
just keep rolling, it'll be fun.
Yeah, the cut to 93 wasn't like not doable. It was hard, but also it's like, I'm 21, right? So you want to continue to gain size, yeah? But any more size I put on from here, from 98, 99 kilos, now that's a 6 kilo cut going into competition, which some guys do, but then that can go good, that can go bad. See with Gavin Aiden, he does one, can't even get below 95. 95 he weighed in at, I think, nationals. So when you're cutting that much weight, it's too variable. Like, that was another thing, like my squat, I felt like I was on for a lot more, but partially why I didn't squat as much, I think the cut. And it's like, like, although you kind of have the 2 thoughts in your head of like, well, I haven't maxed out my potential in my current weight class. It's like, well, how many maybe mid comps am I gonna have to maybe go through in order to get that? Because like, I think that like right now, if I had a perfect day and a perfect peak, I could maybe touch 870 at 93, 865. There's no point sacrificing potential gains in order to do that, as well as the fact that that wouldn't even podium. Maybe podium at 93 as well, but that wouldn't win Worlds. So it's like, what is the point? That's kind of how I feel about that. So yeah, I've got no aspirations to like cling on to. Bear in mind, I've been at 93 for my entire powerlifting career, the whole time. And I haven't even been like 93, but I'm like 90 kilos. No, I've been like, I remember my first competition I did like a little mini water cut for, because I was probably like 94-ish.
I watched the video.
Yeah, but I overdid it that one. I weighed like 91.5. I was suffering, because I had to drive one of my people from uni to that competition, and they were competing like in like the flight before me or something like that. So I was just sitting there watching the competition, like withering away prior to it, because like I can't eat, I can't drink. This is my first competition. I'm like shitting it, and then I weigh in like 91.4. So yeah.
You were chilling.
Yeah, I was chilling. But yeah, I've been 93 the entire time. It will be fun to actually gain some, because I gained, so going into Arnold's and Nationals, I was actually about 94 about that time, but then I was like, you know what, I want to gain some size, which I actually did, but then it just made the cut harder. So it was like, well, you win some, you lose some, so yeah.
I am very interested, we like touched on it a little bit, where you mentioned squats, terrifying.
Yeah.
In general, before competitions, do you get nervous? Like,
are you terribly nervous?
Yeah.
Terribly. I did Sabado on there, and the guy was talking about how like he thinks I don't feel pressure and stuff like that. I'm like, maybe it looks that way. I am shitting it, mate. It was like I immensely feel the pressure, and I think I am also quite a neurotic person by trait as well. So when those things come together, you're just like, you know how usually the pre-comp jitters as far as sleeping, where we start maybe a night or two before, mine started like before that, even when I was still here. I didn't even get to Malta and I'm getting like, do you know what I mean?
And how do you deal with it?
Having people around me was good this year as well, because my friends from home came out. So when they were in the villa and they're in Malta on a holiday, so they're talking about getting girls and all this stuff. It's like just taking my mind off of it a bit. And then I think you do need to feel it, because nerves can be what kind of makes you sharp. I think it's like you can interpret it as like your body preparing itself for a really stressful scenario, which you are going to be in, because a third squat is genuinely terrifying. So I think it's all your body kind of preparing yourself for that moment. And I think I've never been not prepared for that moment, and I had the one comp where I wasn't that nervous before was like Arnold's, and I didn't have the best day at that one either, so maybe good nerves is actually good. So yeah.
No, I definitely think that, and that's what I tell myself every single time now, is I do psychology in uni. Well, I did psychology in uni, and like we've covered every edge of the spectrum of fucking arousal and physiological arousal and psychological arousal and everything like this. When you're nervous, and especially for a physical event, it's your body getting physiologically aroused. Like you have to be prepared to do it. Your nervous system has to be switched on. The symptoms of that, like the sweats, the heart rate, the thinking, it's your body getting prepared. But we perceive it as anxiety, we perceive it as nerves. You have to be nervous to perform.
No, if you're not, then you're just gonna get folded. And also, like, I was gonna say, isn't it like chemically like the same, like nerves and excitement? Like, aren't they like? Yeah, they're basically, it's just kind of how you're interpreting it in that moment.
Because you think about it, either way, your heart rate's going up.
Yeah.
Either way, your body's getting prepared to do something.
Yeah. Like if you've got a big day the next day, you might not be able to sleep. And same way before comp, you can't really sleep. How much sleep do you guys get the night before comp?
It depends. I don't get up early at home. I don't know about you. I'm not a big morning person. So when I'm weighing in at, what time did I weigh in at?
You had to get up at like 4:30 in the morning.
No. I think
Manson did. I remember him saying that.
Irish time. I think weigh-ins were at 7. Yeah. And I'd say I slept at 12:15.
So what? 6 hours?
Let's say 7.
7. All right. What about you?
I am like super neurotic about sleep, so I will be in bed with the opportunity to sleep like 10 hours. And then depending on it, I will either maybe get broken sleep for about 6 hours or so. Or sometimes I sleep straight through and I'm totally fine.
Guys are lucky, man.
But that's having done like 16 competitions. When you do enough, your body's like, okay, buddy, get over it.
Well, I've had a couple, I think it's probably about 3-4 hours.
Oh.
That's
3-4. And then last Worlds as well, my last 2 Worlds, I've been the evening session. So you're not, this year, I wasn't weighing in until like 4 or 5, and then competing into like 9, 10, it gets rough.
And when you're cutting, you're not eating.
Oh, that's been, so how much did you guys have to cut going to competition?
Man.
I'm 115 kilos in the one time.
I was 102, so we're good.
We're good. So
that's why we're...
the cutting really makes it hard as well, because you're so thirsty and like hungry as well. So even like 2 nights before competition, I said, because I had to start my cut from early, like 2 nights before competition, I couldn't really sleep that well, but it was because I was just hungry and thirsty. I literally got up, weighed myself, ate some more, then I managed to get back to sleep. So part of what makes it worse is the dehydration. Before I'm like, if I could like chug some water, then I think I'd be able to sleep better. But when I'm trying to cut multiple kilos, it's like, it's rough.
So, this is going to take a left turn.
Well,
outside of powerlifting,
who
is Nathaniel Massiah? Nothing to do with the gym.
I would say like I'm quite like a focal point of like my like circle, if you get what I mean. So I do like, for example, I run like a coaching company, so I work with like some of my friends and stuff. You know, like with my family and stuff, like with my friends. Like I'm one of my few friends who's like moved out, so like my friends are all kind of usually at my house and shit like that. So I just like I would say, and I just try to like, bro, most of my day consists of like walking my dog, being with my girlfriend, like normal stuff. Nothing really too crazy. And you know how you were asking me earlier about like what is life like, you know? I said to you, it's like it's extremes. Like it's absolutely nothing for a few days, even up to a week, and then it could be like bam, bam, bam. I'm in like Sheffield, Manchester, doing different things, filming different stuff. So it can be quite sporadic. But I think I need to get better at like living for those moments, because you always want what you don't have. When you're really busy, you want rest, and when you're resting, you want something to do.
The last 24 hours for me, have been hectic. I was at a wedding. The wedding was 3 hours away. You're driving 3 hours to the wedding. Then you're there. Then you're driving 3 hours back, and then you're trying to pack, and then you're trying to get your food in. My blender exploded in my face. It was midnight. I was trying to get the last of my cows in. My blender exploded. Shot smoothie all over the kitchen. Then stuff. Cleaning that up. Then having to have a shower. And then having to get up early to drive to the airport to go over here. And I was like, oh my God. But then I reminded myself, I was like, this is the memories that you'll look back at.
Exactly. It's always like when you got like a morning flight for a holiday, it's like, well, I'm never booking a morning flight for a holiday again, because when you book a 6 a.m. flight, you'll be up at like 2, drive to the, you don't know, fuck getting up, you don't sleep the night before, you're just a zombie at the airport, you're like, what? But then you know that when you get there, it's gonna be all good. But yeah, it's very sporadic, and obviously sometimes you can kind of feel like you're not doing enough, which is like sometimes what I've thought, because I've gone through phases of like balancing everything that I'm doing now, plus school, university, etc. That was like my benchmark for it. But one thing that I feel like maybe sometimes, even my friends maybe don't understand it sometimes, is that like, in order to like master something and like become extremely good at one thing, it takes focus on that one thing. Because sometimes I feel like they come to me and they ask me like, okay, like, but what do you want to do afterwards and that stuff like that, and like stuff like that. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of just focusing on this right now. Like I feel like particularly like in your 20s, your young 20s, if you have something that you're working towards, that's the time to try and master that. And I had a thought earlier as well. It's like the majority of the people who we look up to and stuff aren't people that have done a million different things. It's people who have absolutely mastered their craft in whatever that is. So for right now, if that's powerlifting and content creation, that's what I want to spend most of my time doing. Like a day where I like, you know, wake up, you know, take Tyson down, go to the gym, etc., walk Tyson, stuff like that. That takes up a fair amount of my day, particularly as you know how long our gym sessions are. And I was speaking to Russ as well. I think Russ was talking about it, how like now his life kind of just revolves around that. That's what he's trying to focus on right now. Obviously, he had his businesses and stuff like that, and it's just like this is what he's trying to focus on right now. So it's like you can kind of try to do a million different things and try to do that, but then it's like, although powerlifting isn't a professional sport, if you want to be good at it, you kind of have to treat it that way. And if you think about what professional sportsmen are doing, they're sitting at home playing FIFA when they're not playing games. Do you know what I mean?
You got to recover. Recover's a big thing.
Exactly. And I was like, obviously, I still do stuff outside of that. Obviously, I said I had the business. I do stuff with the company I work with, Fit FCK, and you know, Gymshark, my protein shoots, stuff like that. So I'm doing stuff outside of that. But then it's like, what my life is like revolving around now is, you know, the lifting and the content creation. That's what is going to get me to that next level that I want to get to. So that's what I'm kind of focusing on.
This is a big thing that we've talked about a lot, is how that influences your social life and your kind of social circles, your friends, your family.
Be nice.
your support circles. Right? So typically what can happen often is it kind of brings you away from some friends or the people in your life that it's incongruent with that kind of lifestyle. So I'm getting the impression that you've a social circle that kind of clicks with your lifestyle right now.
My closest friends I spend the most amount of time with, I also work with. So that goes hand in hand. And then contrastly, my friends who we're not on the same like wavelength right now, I just don't gravitate towards, because I'm kind of so wrapped in what I'm doing. I'm sure maybe at a different point in my life we'll kind of get back together and, you know, but that's, I think the main function I think of like masculine friendships is to be doing something together, like building something, like working on stuff. And those are the people that if you're a driven person, you're going to spend the majority of your time around. Do you guys live together?
No.
Nope.
What do we
I thought you man.
We communicate like we live together, I suppose.
Talk every day. I wish we lived together.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah. But it's like you guys probably spend a good bit of time around each other, right?
Yeah.
And it works.
Kind of doing something together.
Exactly. You're building something together, so it doesn't just feel like, you know, those friends that the only thing you can really do is just maybe like chat shit and play FIFA. Yeah. You might want to do that for a bit, but then it's like no hard feelings towards them. But then it's like if you're driven towards what you want to do, that's not the vibe you're going to be on the majority of the time. So there's a time and place for that for sure. I still have my friends who I just want to like sit, play FIFA with and stuff. Yeah. But, you know, majority of the time, if we are going to be linking up, it's going to be about something. So, yeah.
Okay, amazing.
What do you want to be known or remembered for?
I wanna. Are you good? Are you good there?
Yeah, chill.
Yeah. I wanna. Did he just bark?
No, man. If you watch the last 5 minutes, I've just been fighting.
Tyson. Be good. Okay.
Hands are gone.
Why don't you come here? Tyson, come here. I'll take my hand. All right.
I'm stuck.
Tyson, come here. Bum in the face. Come here. Drool on you. Hold on. Sorry for you.
No,
Let's
you're
just
good.
situate ourselves. Come here. Lay down. Tyson, lay down.
Look
Can the camera see me?
Yeah,
Oh, this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Come on, sit. All right, there you go. All right, chill. Yeah.
It's all right.
But yeah. Do you want to ask the question one more
time? What did I say? What
do you want to be remembered for?
Do you want to be known and remembered for?
Yeah, so I want to be remembered for, first of all, in powerlifting, like being maybe like one of the strongest guys like ever. I want to break an open world record, maybe break a total world record and stuff like that. I also, you know, want to be known as far as like with social media and stuff. I want to build up my platforms, but I also just want to be known as that guy that like whatever he kind of put his mind to, he like succeeded in. Yeah. And I know maybe later on that'll be stuff to do with business or anything like that. I just want to be known as like kind of like a role model, and I feel like within my like area and stuff, I kind of am right now. Like my brother goes to the school that I went to when I was growing up, and they like still show my videos in school. He called me yesterday actually. He's like, yeah, no, they showed my deadlift video, the one where I failed and then got it, because that's like a motivational video. They showed that in school, and my brother was calling me about it. I told him, yeah, I told the teachers that I'd be down to like come down and just do something. Yeah, really cool. And yeah, I just want to be like someone who kids like, particularly like from my area, my demographic, can look up to me. Like, you know what, I can do that, because prior, I think, to myself or like people that kind of preceded me, this was not like an avenue. And obviously social media is a new thing as well. Yeah. So this is like a new avenue that people can kind of go down, and not just social media, but like doing something with it as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to be known for. And yeah. Yeah.
On the general topic of things outside of the gym, we did talk about a lot of it is walking the dog, relaxing, coaching, stuff like that. Is there anything that you are really nerdy about? Anything that is like are you gonna expose yourself? Do you watch anime?
I do watch anime.
You do?
I'm not a super anime nerd though. But I do like for example, right now, you know Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan.
I'm not an anime guy, so you explain it to me like I'm a.
It's the one. It's a recent anime that has actually been touted as like one of the best animes of all time. If you take out the big ones like Naruto, One Piece, and like Dragon Ball, or like the new ones, that's like one of like this is like best anime of all time. I missed like one episode off the end of that, and so now I'm just gonna rewatch it again for like the third time. I didn't get to all the way to the end, and just go through it.
And this is why we're not strong, because we don't watch anime.
Bro, when I was in the lead up to Worlds last year and I was watching Attack on Titan for the first time, it's like crazy motivation, because all of what anime just centers around is just like getting stronger, being the strongest. The main character is always usually like a character that like goes through some struggles and stuff like that, and then becomes like something. Like I was watching one recently, what's it called again? Solo Leveling. Russ and like Juren's a bunch of guys like really like this anime as well. The whole thing is just about getting stronger and leveling up. That's what the whole thing is about. So it's so like applicable.
It applies.
But yeah, I really like music. I played drums when I was growing up. For the 2 years I've lived here, I said I was going to get an electric drum kit and have not. My drum kit that I use is at my parents' house, and I kind of stopped playing drums over the last couple of years. Is there anything else I'm nerdy about?
No, you're just a super cool guy.
Nah.
You don't do anything weird or nerdy.
Nah. What else else, man? I'm trying to think, man. What do I like?
You hid away all your Hello Kitty stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's the way, man.
I found one under the bed.
But I just feel like I've turned into like a proper family man now. Like I've got a girlfriend, I've got a dog. The dog has proper done it in the last, because that takes away your flexibility. There's stuff I want to go to this weekend. I can't even go because like, who's gonna look after the dog? So like, yeah, mainly. What about you guys? You anything you're nerdy about?
You said, you know, this anime stuff.
Yeah.
Like centers around main character problems. Spider-Man, man.
You're a proper Spider-Man guy.
Spider-Man.
Come on.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Well, like the comics.
You know, I actually want to read some comics, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that missed us when we were younger. I don't know if it was like Ireland wasn't big into it or what.
Yeah.
But I need to read some,
The shows, the movies, the games. I have a Spider-Man tattoo, so that is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Man, lift them legs.
Back here,
That is hard.
Yeah.
Back here, and then I have a Punisher tattoo as well. So yeah, I would say
so you're big into like
that is
superhero
stuff.
I'm big into. I like stuff.
So that's the thing. Like you can't make fun of anime when you have a
Because I mean, if
superhero
you're into a guy that wears a spider costume and shit, you can't like make fun of like some anime.
Yeah,
stuff.
silly cartoons.
Do you know what I mean? No, and the thing is, do you know what? It actually gets on my nerves because, like, my friend I'm going to talk about, he's not the worst of it because some people are just like, ooh, anime, da da da. But he said to me that, like, okay, I'll give you an example. You know, Spider-Man. Do you watch Spider-Man, like the Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Great movies, right?
Yeah.
Great, like the recent one last year, amazing movie. But you know what it is? I think it's like, I think anime, obviously tons of people across the world like anime, but I think anime is also like a nerdy black thing. Like a lot of nerdy black guys were like really into anime. Like my friends in school like who were like nerdy black guys, they were really into anime. So I think that is like one of our things that we do.
If you were to start us off, what do we start if we watched it tomorrow?
A beginner's
What do we do?
recommendation.
I would just say Attack on Titan because it is not crazy. Like the barrier to entry for some of the other ones, like One Piece, is probably like 1,000 episodes or something like that. Naruto like 600 episodes, something like that. You don't have time for that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Attack on Titan, like 20 episodes per season, 4 seasons, episodes like 20 minutes long. You can finish out within a couple weeks.
That's very conducive to recovery.
Crunchyroll, it's free. Is it free? I think there's a version of it like with no.
You
It's
can
not
get
free.
it for free. That'll be so
You
can find it free. On the
But
internet,
yeah,
you can find it free.
Crunchyroll, I think literally start because as I said, that one it just finished like a couple months ago, and people are genuinely saying best anime of all time. And it's not like super. The premise of it you can get into, and it's got some like start with that one. I would say that would be my recommendation. You can't go wrong if you go with that one.
We've got some homework to do. So
Okay, so Andrew and I were talking about this on the way over. In recent years, always, but in recent years specifically, because we were lining this up, you know, we're seeing Nate, we're seeing Nonso, we're seeing Josh. Oh, Manson's not here. Why did we just name out 4 huge heavy hitters, all from GB? 3 champs, 1 near champ, only beaten by.
Tell me what.
That guy's passport, bro.
Right? So, what is going on? Okay, so in recent years, GB have blown up. And US are talking about a full sweep. Man, GB are going to start talking about sweep.
We won juniors overall for men this year.
Of course you did. Of course you did. So what's going on?
Well, if you were to ask the old heads about it, they would tell you it's steroids, right? And so this is one thing I've been wanting to talk about, and it is that, so obviously, GB Men's, for the first time ever, won the junior classic powerlifting, right? Which is obviously a huge result. You know, everyone in GB powerlifting should be happy about, right? But there was a weird response from, I'm not going to name names, but people in British powerlifting, and what some of it centered around the fact that people had started rumors about us guys taking steroids, which I think, first of all, singling any one person out with steroid allegations is a weird one because all of us are world level athletes, all right? All of us are like way stronger than like an average person would be. So there's no like particular reason why any one person, oh, this guy's really on steroids because of this, or this guy's not because of that. That's a weird one, right? And then for this to be, this wasn't a talking point last year because I remember I was part of the team last year and we didn't do that great overall. Maybe we came 3rd or whatever. But now this year we actually win. It's just these guys are all on steroids, stuff like that. And I just think that if you have any like pride in like British powerlifting and stuff like that, that should not be like your response because again, these are baseless claims. I got tested, Nonso got tested, like everything like that. Like it's not what you want to hear from people. Granted, the fact that we're in a sport where you know steroids could be like anyone could be on gear. You know, like why us in particular? And people might have their reasons why they think it's I ain't gonna say it on camera why people think it's us guys, you know, think about the guys that he said and then think about the anyway, I'm not gonna say all of that, but But yeah, it's a weird one. So yeah, the reason why I think it is just been involvement. Like the more people you get involved in the sport, the more outliers you're gonna see. So it's
if
like
it's 1 in 1,000 people.
Exactly. With the more that is, you know, the more outliers you're gonna get. And obviously in the past, not that many people were interested in powerlifting, and I think not like giving myself like credit for it, but maybe people on social media, and I do think to myself to some extent, just getting more awareness about the gym and things like that, because you know most kids like us like will play sports and stuff, but then as is the case with 99.999% of people, when that sport eventually doesn't work out, it's like, okay, what do I do from here? But now there's a new avenue where you can, you know, do social media and powerlifting and that type of stuff, and actually turn it into actually genuinely a viable career you can do off of that. So now this is a new thing that kids can do. As I said, like they were showing my deadlift in my school. So now some of these kids are going to see it and say, oh, well, they can do powerlifting, stuff like that. I think that is a change that you're seeing. And as I said, the bigger that powerlifting goes, I feel like in the past, like if you go back to take say 2016 John Hack versus Brett Gibbs, all that stuff out there, just general like national level comps like prior, and you compare the numbers to now, they are so mid. Yeah. They were so mid, but it's just like there wasn't that many people doing it at that time, so you could stand out a lot more. Whereas now the bar is obviously raising, and nowhere near even where it could be, because think about if powerlifting had the involvement that say football has, or rugby, or like tennis. Like, do you know what I mean? Like think of the amount. Think of if people had started doing powerlifting from school days, you know, it'd been crazy.
You look at yourself. You said you started getting into the gym.
Exactly, and that's been a big thing. I'm only 21, but this is like 8 years of training.
Beginning of the next generation.
Exactly, and that's one of the reasons that America does so well, because A, in terms of the involvement, the amount of people, and B, because of you know, in high school, some of the high schools, they have a powerlifting team. I remember Austin Perkins talking about he was on the powerlifting team at his high school. I know a lot of them do like equipped and stuff, but you're still doing the lifts. So it's like, yeah, that's got to be one of the reasons. And obviously football culture, I think, and American football culture in America is one of the big ones as well, because they focus a lot on strength, whereas we mainly say focus on football, and football strength isn't that big of a factor. You're not going to like heavily weight train, like heavy squats and that for football. You're not really going to. So yeah, I think that's what some of it is. But yeah, I just think, man, think before you speak. Think before you even putting stuff like that out there. It doesn't matter who it was, in your close friend story or whatever it is. I just think like that's not kind of the energy that you're going to be giving out with no basis to it. Like if one of us pops, fine. But then again, don't lump us all in the same category, because just because we're all young guys, doesn't mean we're all the same. We don't train at the same gyms. We don't even see each other that often. It's just we're on the same national team, you know? Yeah. If some other random fucking guy in Ireland pop for steroids, doesn't mean, oh, Andrew's on fucking game as well.
Well, do you want to hear a story? There's a guy in a competition in Ireland, tested positive for everything. Yeah. He set the record. Yeah. He tested positive for. He was on trend in a normal. It was in the USAPL Ireland, so it wasn't in the IPF Fed. Bro was on everything. I don't know what his name was, but it was going around. And do you know the worst part? He was in the 93s or the equivalent. I think he totaled maybe 700. Oh, God.
That's the one thing people think as well. People think that just because a guy's in the kitchen sink, he's going to be good. It's like, if you haven't got the genetics for it, you're not going to be good anyway. Same point applies to someone at the top. Just because someone's at the top doesn't mean they had to be on gear. It's like, one thing I try to explain to someone as well is that, you know, you could take a random person, pump all the gear into them. Are they going to beat Rondell? No, they're fucking not going to. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that if Rondell was to do gear, he wouldn't total like 2,000 kilos, you know? It would still be crazy for him. But it's like, individuals are so different. Like, you got to think about, like, let's say like Usain Bolt and your average person, right? Their 100-meter time. Usain Bolt, they're what, 9.5? An average person, what, like 14 seconds? Like a 5-second difference, right? It's like, and people are okay with that. They can factor in that, Usain Bolt would be great. But then when it comes to the gym, because the gym is so like easy accessible, people kind of think that, you know, one thing that people always talk about is like, what is like naturally attainable? What is like da-da-da? And it's like, bro, these are people that are competing to be the best in that sport. It's not going to be attainable. You don't watch athletics because, that 100-meter time is attainable. No, you're watching it to see the best compete against the best. And either way people go with that, it pisses me off, because when someone says, oh, that's not naturally attainable, it's like, well, it's not meant to be. And then B, when someone tells me that it is naturally attainable, I'm like, wait, am I not impressive enough? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, either way you go with that, I think that argument is just a silly argument. Get that out of your head. It's not about, because again, there's no standard point, because people are so different, you know? Like, you could have a guy who within 3 years of the gym doesn't hit a 3-plate squat, and another guy that Josh and Goka, I think within his first year of powerlifting, he squat 300 kilos. Yep. I'm pretty sure.
Or Nanso, he said in the first summer he was deadlifting, he went from whatever it was, 180 to 300.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's not going to happen to your average person, all right? And it's not supposed to. That guy's an outlier for a reason.
How long did it take you to deadlift 300?
Man, once I start watching anime.
There
it is. There it is.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's just what I think about that. And yeah, man. Do better, man. As I say, just do better. Right.
Do you experience, outside of this, much hate on social media? 'Cause you're huge engagement.
Not really outright hate. I would say more than hate, ignorance pisses me off. Anytime I post my record or something like that. Oh, but didn't Eddie Hall do 500? And guys are arguing. I'm like, bro, I even did a TikTok explaining to people that strongman and powerlifting are completely different sports. We're drug tested, they're not. We use a stiff bar. They use. I think I've even forgot that point. Oh no, I did. So that point, we use a stiff bar. They use a deadlift bar, straps. They're allowed to hitch, all this stuff, and people are still like, well, it's not really a record then because it's just about who does the most. It's like, okay, well, if someone swam normally and someone swam with a jetpack on, you're not gonna compare the two. You know, this guy, like me and Eddie Hall, couldn't be any further apart. And further away from that, they're two completely different sports. Yeah. So that has been one thing recently, which is like, probably since becoming a world record holder, I've had to now deal with like randoms on the internet, like not grasping that shit. Yeah. Which is like, I'm all fine for like explaining this to somebody that doesn't know that. But then when people try to push back on me, it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, why are you arguing with me? Like, even when I post the video, on the screen, it says world junior record. It says on the screen, I'm not lying, you can see it.
Andrew puts up different clips, short clips, sometimes it's just like a video of him deadlifting. And it's like funny, I don't hear any sumo hate from people that are strong. An Irish strongman that posts on social media posted his video and he was like laughing in it, and then he posts his own like 400 kilo suited, strapped deadlift. And everybody in the comments is like, real deadlift.
And then it was probably hitched as well, right? There we go. It's like, bro, you can't, but that's the thing, I was thinking, bro, they must be pumping so much money into the ads for this, because I think there's a book called like The Courage to Be Disliked or something like that. I've been getting so many ads about this book and like other clips about it. But that whole premise is like good, because it's like, the idea is that no matter what you do, somebody's gonna have a problem with it. So you can't just like live your life for people's affirmation. I think I struggle with that as well, because I think I've always, people pleasing has been one of the motivations that has actually made me like do better. Like I do care about people's opinion. I think 99.9% of people care about people's opinion. Generally, when someone says they don't care about people's opinion, it's because they really do. And it's like, part of what's pushed me is, people's opinion. But then if you rely on people's opinion to have like your idea of yourself, then you can be swayed whatever way. Because no matter what you, like someone could give £1 million to a cancer charity, and someone could say, well, why didn't you give it to something else charity? Like, do you know what I mean? No matter what you do, people are gonna be upset. So you kind of just have to live in your truth and do what you think is right. And then that's how you sleep better at night. Not like, oh, this guy on the internet said that my deadlift's not real. Like, you know what I mean? That's how you got to go about it.
Absolutely. Was
very wise. Very wise.
So on that wisdom, Andrew wanted to ask, do you think you would beat us two in a fight 2-1?
No chance. First of all, you're Irish, so you get surplus there, right? You guys are fucking nutty. That's the first one. Secondly, I think I could take one of you in a fight. At a time. But then, I don't have a crazy male ego. Like, I think about it like this. Are you trained in fighting?
Nope.
Are you trained in fighting?
No.
Am I trained in fighting? No. You guys both outweigh me.
You can do a backflip though.
Yeah, that's true. You guys both outweigh me. So it's like, but okay, when I see a guy my size, I usually think I can fuck him up. Like, even we were just, like wrestling, not wrestling, but you know when you just like put your hands up and try to push, like who can push, you know what I'm saying? We were doing that on the beach. It was me versus Nonso. Nonso beat me. Then it was me versus Jaden. He came second on 120s. He beat me. But then when it was me versus James Adcock, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking beat this guy. He's my size. And then I beat him. And then he got pissed. Changed the game and flipped me. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck, man? We're pushing him. I was like, if there's a guy my size, I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be a 105 soon, so you're done for.
I'm staying 120. I'm going 120 plus. I got 10 more. I'm coming for you, buddy.
No, but I think I could take one of you guys. But I ain't.
What about back to back? One at a time, back to back.
I've got.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Add that in text.
I think I could out stamina either one of you either. So
Absolutely.
I think I got that one.
Agreed.
That one. So yeah, man. So what did Nonso say to that?
Man. No, okay. Save me catching strays. Yeah. Tell us about at the start when Nonso started deadlifting.
Oh yeah. So when Nonso started deadlifting, what he used to post on social media, these is bar for bar what he say on social media. It's like, I'm stronger than Nathaniel Massiah, Gymshark sponsor me. That was his whole angle. He's like, I'm stronger than Nathaniel Massiah, Gymshark, please sponsor me. Well, he was stronger than me at that age. His total was not more than mine. I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter either way. We weren't in the same weight class, but it was just like, no, he post like, Gymshark record broken, Gymshark sponsor, like Nathaniel Massiah, That's what he used to post at the beginning.
He was telling us that he used to think Gymshark was a federation.
Yeah, because that's also fucking shit. No, because what we used to do is we would try to break like the Gymshark lifting club record, so like the most weight someone had lifted there. Yeah. But then fucking John Hack came and deadlifted 410. And then all of that was out. Because before that, it was like, maybe like Lex Little of like 272, like 280, then like I think I did 290. Then I did, I think 315, was our biggest one there. And then on the day John Hack did 410, I tried 325 and failed. So once John Hack just came in there and ruined it for all of us, and then that was that.
Ruined it. Right now,
he was making an edit for you. He was setting you up for an edit, brother. Just when you're 105. Because John Hack, I'm stronger than you. So
bro, yeah, I'm getting ready. What's I gonna say? I tracked my progression the last couple of years. The 2 years I've taken powerlifting seriously, I've gained just under like 20 kilos on my deadlift each. I'm like 17 and a half. So based off of that progress, it should take me about 2 years to hit 400.
Crazy.
You heard it here first.
How tall are you?
First.
I am like just under 5'10". Yeah.
Imagine you were 120.
Mate, no, that was my parents. When I told them about going 105, they were like, "No, that's too heavy." My parents work in stone. That's like 60 in stone. That's too heavy. I'm like, bro, it's calm, right? I'll be fine.
Man, you feel that way though. Like at home, I'm like, man, I am, kind of getting a bit big, I don't know if 105 is for me. And then when you go and you're talking to the 105s and the 120s and the 120 pluses, it's like, I'm pretty small.
But then I think it's just when like day-to-day shit hits you, like when you're like
walking up the stairs,
struggling to wipe your ass, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I got a big ass as well. I think I've got the second biggest ass in GB. Number one is Nathan. Have you seen Nathan's bum?
Crazy.
His thing is wide, like Rashford. So Nathan's got the width on me.
I don't know if I've ever said the words, his thing is wide.
His thing is wide, cuz. But I've got the breadth, I've got the circumference, the density, like the stand up sideways, who has the largest distance from hip to booty. My thing, I'm telling you, I go bar for bar.
Undefeated.
But undisputed, mate. I've got it. I swear. And I've just started doing hip thrusts as well. So everyone is so good. They're so done. It's so done. Because I'm just like, fuck it. You know what? I got this far not training glutes. What if I play into it, bro?
Oh, it's going to be dangerous.
And bro, I swear, I'm only literally doing like single leg hip thrust, like body weight at the end of my sessions, yeah? And I'm telling you, I felt a difference in my deadlift. You know on the 360, how my lockout is like speed of light? Yeah. It's from the glute. Yeah. It's the glute pop, bro. I've got that. I'm telling you, bro.
Man, people are going to watch just for that.
I'm clipping that. That's the only clip I'm making.
That's the only clip, yeah. There we go.
Just Nathaniel.
So on that note, Andrew has a question about hot dogs.
Whoa! Okay, we asked this to our very special guests, okay? There's kind of two ways to ask this question.
Yeah.
How much would you have to be paid to eat 5 hot dogs a day, every day for a year? How much? What's the minimum?
At the end of the year.
Minimum would be like...
Like, would you take 5K?
No, not 5K, no, I wouldn't take 5K.
10.
5 hot dogs a day.
Going once, going twice, 15.
No, because that could just... How many calories is a hot dog?
So we calculated
330, so that's 5, so that's over 1,500, that's like 1,700 calories. Oh, just hot dogs though. Yes, you know what? I'm bulking to 105. Fuck it, I'll take 5K, bro. Fuck it. I like hot dogs.
First.
Yeah.
So
anybody willing
brought
to pay?
You a gift.
No, well, actually, no. If that's the case,
There's
5
definitely
million.
a sponsor.
5 million.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Hot
sponsor
dog.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I think like Hex Sausages reached out to me at one point. Could have had a glizzy sponsor.
Oh my god!
I like their sausages though. I got the sausages in my fridge. I need to. Heck, if you want to do something, I'm down for the glizzy collab.
Oh my god, can we get in on that, please?
I'm clipping that as well. I just got Nathaniel going, oh, I'm never going to kill that.
No, but can you think, have you tried Hex sausages before?
Never, I don't even know what that is.
Nope.
Heck, they're big. Bro, if you go in like Sainsbury's, Tesco, they do a lot of like the chicken. They're like really, bro. The macros on them are unreal. Like per sausage, wait,
mate. Keep going. Right, they're gonna pay you. They're gonna pay you.
No,
please
like per serving is like
per serving of sausage.
Who cares, man? Who actually cares? No one cares. This one that clip, man. No, but Heck's cool, man. They gave me like a gift bag, goodie bag at the Arnold. They're cool, man. I like Heck, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Glizzy goodie bag. Glizzy bag.
Oh man, I walked into that one. But fuck. Weirdest DM.
Bro, you've definitely got some cooked.
Bro, I don't, because you know what? They trickled out once. I think people saw I had a girlfriend and stuff like that.
Okay.
What if I? Oh, that.
What ones trickled out though?
The gayer ones, I think. I think these guys knew that their days were up. Like, not that they had time before that.
Good to know. Man, we've got quite the audience because of Blackwood, so they're going to be back on, you know?
I do. I get a fair few.
You get a fair few.
No. Wait. I have one guy. Okay. Ever since I went up to the 120s, he replies to all of my stories. He goes, I love your belly.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So on the way
it's
up
the
to
most backhanded compliment. He keeps saying, I love your big belly. Show us your belly. Get your belly.
No, I remember one guy recently, I posted something and he was like dead serious, like wanted me to like, said if I started OnlyFans he would pay for it, like stuff like that. Like guys, like, but like this guy was like dead. What was I doing?
I don't want to know.
Sausages.
No, Heck is actually not going to collab with me now because of you guys, bro. Man. Damn. Fucked up the glizzy bag, man. Anyway, damn. I don't even know. No, I can't lie. I don't even know no more. Like they've actually leveled out to where I actually can't remember. Okay. Definitely would have been some weird ones over the years, but I've chilled out, man.
Sweet. You've chilled out.
No, they've chilled out.
No.
He's actively DMing them.
How much did you say?
On that note, guys, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah?
I think that's a wrap.
There you go.
So we don't need to plug your socials.
Yeah, but if you want.
You Nathaniel Massiah, all platforms. Just check my out. We're gonna be doing bigger things in the future, and stick on for the ride, man. It's gonna be good. I want to thank these guys for having me on. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I can't get rid of these guys now. They're staying at my house, but but yeah, man, it's been good.
There's only one big bed in here.
This is where we're
we can actually all sleep on it.
This is where all of us are sleeping.
Bro, what about my girlfriend?
She can take you.
But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure.
We'll have to have you over in Dublin as well.
Yes, I need to come down. Be good, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you
for sharing your time, sharing your stories. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
And we will catch you in the next one.
We're gonna go eat some food so I can get to 105. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.